I wish I could send this video to 17-year-old me. He was just starting out on a self-improvement journey, and there was just so much noise of just things that he could be doing and that were really confusing. There was just no fap, intermittent fasting, meditation, and it was just a bit too much. So I want to kind of run through a starter pack for people that are just starting out, because if you can master these, they are your basic fundamentals that will take you for the rest of your life. And if you can actually do them, you're already winning the game. You will already be better than 90% of people out there. They might be simple, but they are effective. And that's what really matters, because there are all these more advanced techniques, but you don't need to do them. You don't need to start on them and get disappointed and disheartened when you can't keep them up. So everything I've listed out here, you can do now. There's no intro needed. There's nothing that you need to pay for, any class. It's just things that you can be doing right now to change your life. Number 1, press-ups. It might sound simple, but they're actually really effective, and everyone knows how to do them, and you can do them anywhere. This is something that can help you get the ball rolling to maybe something more, but even if it is just press-ups, that's kind of enough. I transformed my physique just by building up to being someone who could do 100 a day. And that was really amazing for me, because I was not happy with how I looked before. But this simple action started to change things, and it started to allow me to see myself as someone who exercised every day. And this is something I've recommended to clients over and over again, and they've gone through the same transformation. They're almost magic. It seems so strange to say, but it's such a basic thing that there's almost no reason or no excuse why you can't do them. Because say you can't do one press up, okay, well, use your knees and then build up from there. And that's what I've seen off everyone. There are people that couldn't even do one who now do 40 a day, and it just changes how they feel about themselves. So number 1, start doing some press ups daily. Do 5 a day and see how you do, because it transforms you, because you're no longer a person that does nothing. You're at least a person that does something. Think about it symbolically. A man has to be able to pull his own weight and be able to hold himself up. If you can't do that, what are you telling yourself? That you're not even able to carry your own weight in this world? Don't be that guy. Get down on the floor and just start lifting, because who knows where that leads. Maybe you start to be able to pick yourself up at work. Maybe you start to pick yourself up in your relationships, but it all starts here. And it starts with you picking yourself up off the ground and doing a press up. Start today. Number 2, sleep for 8 hours every night. And once again, you might think this is simple or not really relevant to you, but 2/3 of people admit to not getting enough sleep, and they're the ones that admit to it. And if you think this doesn't apply to you and you get 6.5 to 7 hours sleep, yeah, this means you too. They've done the study, and if you sleep for 7 hours a night for 10 nights in a row, your brain is as dysfunctional as if it had been awake for 24 hours straight. That is horrendous. And that is what you're doing to yourself every single night. And I'm being optimistic here. I don't think you're sleeping for 7 hours a night. And this is how easy it is to win. Just doing these basic things moves you forward so much. And you know this. You know when you feel well rested. We all do. And that's why this is so key, because we talk about ourselves like we're someone else when we snap because we're tired. And we just sort of say like, oh, no, it wasn't really me. Well, want to be who you are? Sleep for 8 hours every night. Getting enough sleep makes you more attractive, more creative, and helps you avoid all kinds of potential health issues. If there was a pill that offered the same benefits that a good night's sleep does, we would all be gobbling it down every single day. And this one's for free. So cut the late nights, cut the early mornings, and just get your time in. People even hold it as a point of pride of this idea that I only sleep 5 hours a night because I'm just so productive. And you know what? It's absolute BS, because if you're operating off 5 hours sleep, you're not effective, you're not doing the work properly. So yeah, fair enough, you enjoy your 5 a.m. wake up and you're out there zombified, not able to do the work that you can do. And if you want a way to remember this, think about it this way: the shorter your sleep, the shorter your life. Okay, number 3, find someone to be able to tell the truth to. I'm going to take a wild guess here and assume because you're watching this, you're not entirely satisfied with who you are. And do you know what people do who aren't satisfied with who they are? They lie. They hide who their true self is. And sometimes they do that for a very long time. And that will come with such deep ramifications that you can't even see it. All those fancy bells and talents won't get you away from that sinking feeling that you are alone and no one truly knows who you are. It's not going to be enough, and you're just going to feel that forever. The importance of this cannot be stressed enough. Otherwise, you'll always remain a loser wrapped in a six-pack who never feel truly okay with who you are. And this, it is a bit different. This isn't like the other tips that I'm giving out, but it's actually really important, because if you never learn how to connect with someone on an honest level, then your life will be miserable. This is why it has to be in the starter pack. It has to be here. So go out and find someone, and it shouldn't be a parent. It should be a friend or a mentor or a coach. Someone like me who can understand the situation you're in and allow you to actually fix the problems. Because until you bring them out into the world, often through a dialogue, you won't be able to see them. And this is so fundamental, because otherwise you'll never know who you truly are. Number 4, reduce social media. It's like we're living in some grand conspiracy, because every single one of us knows that social media is bad for us, yet we all continue to use it. Not only do we use it for 2 hours, 31 minutes every single day. That is awful. Think about what you could be doing with that time. Who you are is never going to be the person you want it to be if you're spending all that time on social media looking at the highlights of someone else's journey. Maybe you're finding it super challenging to be able to cut back and pull yourself back from it. It sucks to hear it, but abstinence is easier than temperance. And sometimes you do just need to pull yourself away completely in order to make that process work. Because every time you go in there, it gets its hooks in you. And each time those hooks get in, it drags you down to hell. So don't feel like, oh, it's okay, it's only half an hour here, half an hour there. You know what you should do? You should track it. Because until you actually see the data in front of you of how much time you are spending looking at Stacey's photos, wondering if you could ever get her, rather than just going out into the world and trying to make your mark, it's never going to happen for you. So cut back on social media. It's simple, it's easy, it's effective. There's no reason not to do this. Another perk of this is it actually forces you to connect with people in a real fashion, because everything that's happening in modern day is breaking down our ability to connect with someone just one-on-one. If you take away social media, well, then you can't establish a long-term relationship just by liking Cameron's photos every other week. You actually have to call him and speak to him and do things with him. So it will actually benefit you if you're aiming to have real relationships. Final one, number 5, cut out junk food. This, once again, like, we're not trying to aim for the moon here. These are basic principles. But even then, the majority of people don't do them. So you can be that person. Junk food is ridiculous. Junk food is for plebs and degenerates. It's why you don't see successful people eating Cheetos, because it makes you feel awful. And you know this. You know how you feel after you've just walked down your fucking 3rd Big Mac. Like, you know this. But that part of your animalistic brain just thinks, oh, sugar, let's go do it. No. Find the self-control, because if you're able to operate on, I'm not even talking the cleanest of diets, I'm just saying cut out the heavy sugar, the heavy carbs, all these foods destroy your gut health and make you feel miserable. You walk around in this cloudy fog until you get the opportunity to see the world for as it really is through having a clean diet. You're truly missing out. A simple rule is if it has more than 8 ingredients, don't eat it. Each of these are simple, but they are so effective. So take them on board, keep them as the fundamentals of who you want to be, because there's all these techniques that they're offering, and it's no fap, intermittent fasting, meditation, and you know what, they're great, but they're not where you start. And this I think is where you should be starting. And the bar is very low to be great right now. So if you can master these 5, you'll be killing it.